So let me be the first one to welcome you to the Hawkeye Community College campus. More specifically, I'd like to welcome you to the 90th Regional Police Academy graduation here. Let me just say, we're absolutely honored to have you all here with us today to celebrate this milestone with our graduates. Again, personal gratitude for coming here today. These officers are at the very beginning of a very, very challenging career. And to have your support here at the very, very beginning means a great deal for them, and it also means a great deal to me. It's your encouragement, your guidance, and your support that has got them up to this point. Over the last couple months, they've endured a lot of challenges, some varying level of physical or mental exhaustion in some points when we get into our scenarios and our skills. So each of them had to find some sort of motivation not to quit. And I would venture to say that some of those motivations are sitting here in the audience. So your support, your encouragement has pushed them through, and I just want to say thanks for that. This academy would not be possible without the support of all of our agencies who continue to support us, for their reliance on us to provide good training and relevant training to them. We additionally appreciate the agencies that have given us the opportunity to showcase our strengths as first-time partners. We are always going to value your feedback and your input as we continually strive to push that excellence pinnacle towards professionalism. So thank you to all of you. Thank you for sending us an outstanding group of cadets. They all came to us with a degree of professionalism, and thank you for trusting us in these first steps for preparing them to serve their communities. Because of this ongoing trust from all of you, Hawkeye, over the next 5 years, is going to be making the largest infrastructure investment that's ever been made in the 55-year history of this program. We are very excited. We'll be expanding our facility that will ultimately, hopefully, grow into a regional training campus, which is going to further allow us to offer additional continuing education to law enforcement. We'll be able to partner with more agencies seeking centralized location for in-service and even multi-jurisdictional, as well as giving us more efficiency within the offerings of our current academy programs. So this thanks goes to all of you and all of our region's voters who in a recent election voted to continue a bond referendum, which is going to allow this expansion as part of the college's master facility plan. All of you are making that possible. So we do understand that a lot of you will probably enjoy taking some photos today, as you should. So we encourage that. Just be mindful of the vantage point of those behind you. And the certificates, when we do that, are going to be presented approximately in this location. So to give you kind of an idea. And then after that, we're going to do a badge pinning. And that's kind of a tradition that we've been doing as a single officer gets a certificate, they'll come around the stage, and they're going to stand roughly about this area. So just kind of get your minds ready for that. That's always a really great time. Give them that individual opportunity, and we'll talk more about that in a little bit. So take those pictures. Man, look for, and we do have a photographer here too, so look for those photos to pop up on social media on our page too. So we're excited for all this. But you didn't come here to listen to me talk, so at this time, I would like the 90th class to kind of come in and enter here. Now I'd like to ask all of you to please stand for the presentation of the colors, presented by the Iowa State Patrol Honor Guard. Would you all please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Would you please be seated? So from the very back, way back when we started back in March, when we had our day of testing, I already started to have a really good idea about this group, that it was going to stand out a little bit more amongst the others. On that very first testing day, Officer Applegate with the Ankeny Police Department was really quick. He started gathering information from the class, starting the group chat before everybody left, which really inevitably, to his quality, set him on a path to ultimately be voted by the class to be the team leader in the first couple weeks class. That informal leadership that he showed from the very, very beginning, ultimately making it official with the class vote, it allowed everybody to get off to a really, really good start. It ensured that they were communicating with each other. It ensured that they were just really enjoying the class. And I think that's what it does come down to. The class leader has a very strong influence on how a class is going to go. And so for the last couple of months, this class was thoroughly enjoyed by hopefully the cadets. They haven't told me otherwise. But also our entire staff has made significant comments about the maturity and the professionalism of this class. So it really speaks to that leaders absolutely matter. So for you guys, those who have selected you to serve in their departments, they've entrusted a really huge responsibility on you. They know, as I do, that many times you're going to be on solo patrol. You're going to be having to make those decisions, those important decisions, sometimes very quickly. They've put trust in you to be leaders in those situations. Those decisions have to be reflective of not only their vision, goals, and missions, but also the department's vision, goals, and mission. But also they have to be reflective of the communities you're serving. So looking back to that testing day, we talked a lot about minimums. We talked about that this is the last day a minimum is going to be good. It's just not going to be good enough for the next couple of months. From ILEA, Instructor Metzger mirrored those comments. And then you saw in that first week how I wasn't going to stand for you just to kind of go through the motions. I wasn't going to be satisfied with those minimums. Otherwise, you weren't going to be on his stage today. You all needed to encourage each other. You all needed to push each other, find something in you that said, I'll keep going. Let me say, you guys did really well. When one of you was struggling, you continued to encourage each other. When one of you thought you couldn't do something, you were encouraged by your classmates. In some cases, I just simply, you're going to do it, and you did. Of course, when we introduced some sort of competition, somehow the performance automatically improved right away, ultimately validating my assumption that that could be done, because nobody likes to lose. I want you to keep that mindset of being an encouragement to each other as a group. I want you to also think of the mindset that you can do so much more than you think you can. You have a large amount of untapped potential. No matter how well you did here, you still have an untapped well. So please keep pushing that pinnacle. If you get there to where you think you're at the top, bring somebody else up with you. Because one, it's lonely at the top, but also if we don't have someone or something pushing our level and pushing it back against us, it's possible we will get complacent and we will settle, where we're never really achieving all that we could. If you get to the top of the mountain, find a bigger mountain. I don't want you just to apply that to physical fitness either, which is where we oftentimes had to push. But everything you do professionally and personally, go be the best you. You have a great opportunity to demonstrate what a true professional looks like. You all have the opportunity to be formal and informal leaders amongst your peers, your families, and your communities. my challenge to you is to demonstrate to them what a truly honorable profession this is every day. So as you know, if you've been to a graduation, maybe your department's been here a few times, every class has a little bit of a different personality and different memories. And some of these guys, they're going to have their internal stories, their inside jokes and things like that. There are truly no classes that are ever the same. And it takes me a few weeks to kind of navigate that and get used to that. That's the same for them as a group of people that oftentimes have not met each other. They don't know each other. So those first few weeks are really, really critical. So again, for Officer Applegate, thank you for helping be that bridge to kind of bring this group together and just kind of connect them as that bond started to form. It's very much appreciated. And so I'm going to share, our class speaker is going to share a few unique memories, but I'm going to remember a few things too. So I always like to share a couple things that I truly remember. This class, something that stuck out to me was how many people forgot shoes on PT day and had to run in their boots. Somehow, that was always on the day we were running more distance. Work harder, not smarter. Sometimes we needed Tim to get out of the hallway. Absolutely needed that to happen. Tim's not even in this class, but they know what I'm talking about. Did you know the secret to running faster? All you have to do is eat 25 peanut butter sandwiches a day. You will be faster. Running up a hill with 100 pounds on your shoulders isn't easy, so you should not forget things or be late. The great conversations about the professions that eat crayons and, of course, which brands are the best, if you find yourself in that position. I do know now the difference between, or the distinction between law enforcement and lawn enforcement. I will definitely remember the conversation and advice given to those several officers who we have that are expecting children in the next couple months. And it came from those who already have children. And we talked a lot about the different phases, especially like labor and delivery. So I apologize to the spouses. They might be really confused and more terrified than they need to be. And we did discover at the Fairfield Inn, where some of them stayed, you can take as many sausage patties as you want during breakfast. And if you didn't know that, now you do. And your classmates may or may not be appreciative. But no, this is one of the best parts, watching this class interact, watching them getting to know each other, really watching them navigate their different personalities and just kind of working together through any little issues that they did have. They handled that with grace and a high level of professionalism. So to the class, I definitely appreciate that. That makes it enjoyable for me. It reinvigorates me as looking to see and just give me validation that I'm actually handing you a certificate today. I appreciate it. Now, I do want to recognize our instructors. I don't want to get too far before I do that. Some of them are here today. I want to say thank you for your passions and that desire to pass on knowledge to this profession. If for everybody else, there is a list of the instructors in the bulletin. Those are all the ones that served in this. But on that note, we do have an instructor that has called this one their last. And it has a lot of special significance. So Sherry Barker, who's joining us today, she has served the state of Iowa in various roles for 45 years. She graduated the Hawkeye Academy in 1978. She's right there. That's quite an accomplishment, 45 years. I told her how old I was this morning. That didn't make her feel any better. But she has taught NCIC for us. She has worked in this area a long time, and now she's currently serving in the Des Moines area for the state. But just 45 years is a significant amount of time, and there's nothing we can do to really, say thank you enough for all that years of service. Things like NCIC were in their infancy, and the way the state has grown. If you get a moment, ask her some of the stories about how things have grown and just what she's seen in those years. It's pretty amazing. So if you thought you weren't going to have to come up here, you were wrong. So I do have a small token of gratitude that we would like to give you. And you have to come to the center of the stage.
Ben.
I'm in trouble. Fun fact, this is the second Hawkeye graduation that Sherry's made it to. The first one was hers. So you've started and roughly ended. August 3rd is your official retirement date?
Correct.
So we wish you very much well. We wish you very well. No, it's going to be a lot of shoes to fill as we've gotten used to you over many, many years.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so now I'd like to start talking a little bit about our cadets. We're going to get back to the cadets here. So the 90th class, we do give out 4 awards, outstanding academic excellence. This student achieved a percentage of 95.70. So if you consider the average was 93 and the top was 95, very small pool there. So our academic award for the 90th Academy is Drake Beatty with the Eldora Police Department. Another accomplishment we celebrate is the top performance related to our firearms module. Staff come up here to present this award. Again, class as a whole did very, very well, but just like academics, we're going to honor our top performer. I do want to give our firearms instructor, Ken Schaff from the Waterloo Police Department. This year was his first opportunity to be our lead as an instructor. We have our other longtime instructor is kind of starting that transition to step away a little bit, and so Ken kind of took this thing bull by the horns, and he just kind of laid it out what we wanted to accomplish. And let me say, the class, I believe, was impressed. We were able to accomplish a lot of new things. We were able to explore new areas and stuff. And for a guy who does not like PowerPoint, he made our tracking system 5,000% more efficient. So thank you to Ken for that. So we're looking forward to this summer. So Ken and I this summer but we definitely want to kind of keep pushing that pinnacle, because just like I told you guys, push that pinnacle, we're going to continue to do the same. So I would like to turn this over to Ken for just a moment.
Well, good morning, everybody. Like Mr. Scholl said, this is my first time through this, so I'm going to make this real quick. I did some math. Now, you guys know that that's not the safest thing for me to do. I checked it twice, okay?
Accurate.
We fired roughly 1,500 rounds in the course of the firearms block in 15 quals. This officer fired 592 rounds. In that 592 rounds, they had 16 misses, which roughly equals 97% hit rate. The officer that scored this is Officer Beatty.
Thank you, Ken. So we spent a lot of time on physical training, which is ultimately designed to push people past those perceived limits. Sometimes that takes some encouragement. So we concluded it with a challenge that pushed them mentally and physically. Up to this challenge, the cadets had run in wind, rain, sleet, snow, ice, and 70-degree conditions. That was in week 3. And most of that was on that Tuesday. Welcome to Iowa. The challenge, which is kind of our pinnacle, was run on a day that happened to be 85 degrees. The cadets were wearing their body armor. This run was a little bit different than we've done in the past. We've had to do a mile run, 100 push-ups, a mile run, 100 sit-ups, another mile, 100 air squats, which then concluded with the last mile, which would have been the 4th mile. So a total of 4 miles and 100 repetitions of each exercise in their body armor in the 85 degrees. This was an upgrade from prior classes. We just felt I felt this class was one we could test this on and we could see how it went. And it went well. So the fastest time on the challenge itself was 37:52. And the entire class completed the challenge within an hour. So what we do for our top physical fitness is we take that challenge, we take the ranking on that one, and then we combine that with three PT assessments that happen throughout the academy. The first day, one day of the last week, and then about the middle of the way. So we look at those and we rank them, and we kind of come up with our physical training award. So the highest scorer across that entire PT module was Officer Nick Hall from the LaPorte City Police Department. So overall PT, again, the class did very, very well. There was never a time where somebody just said, nope, I quit and walk away. There were some people that sometimes, they kind of go in and you just feel they can go a little harder, so you just have to run and scream at them and let them know if they beat me to the finish line, or if I beat them to the finish line, then we have to do an extra mile. Somehow that motivates people. Now our Director's Award, this one is a little harder. All of them are pretty difficult in themselves, but this one is got a lot of components to it. And it's called a Director's Award, but I honestly don't have a vote in this award. So we look at who did really well in firearms, who did really well in physical training, who did well in that academic disciplines, in addition to not having any tardies, not having any unexcused absences, or having left equipment or garbage in the classroom at any point at the end of the day throughout the duration of the academy. We also ask the instructors who have spent considerable time with them, who amongst them has demonstrated the highest level of professionalism throughout their encounters? So who stands out in a positive way? Who would they say, that's who I'd want on my hiring list? And so it has a lot of components. If they were not nominated at least by one instructor, they are not eligible for this award. So this person was nominated by 3 instructors, which is actually the most we've ever had be a single person ever get nominated. So again, they were nominated by several instructors, met all the criteria, including performing consistently from my observations above average in all the categories of measurement. Ian Holcomb from the Webster City Police Department. So because obviously this one has absences and tardies and all these other things that really came up till yesterday, or actually technically this morning, because he had to be here on time this morning, we don't have the award to give him here today. So what we do is we get it, comes in a few weeks, and we'll be in contact with you, and we will, usually it's me and former coordinator Kramer, will set up a time for us to have supper with you and a guest of your choice. Yeah. And we'll come to you. We'll come to you. Good. Yeah. So you have the opportunity to hear from some of the class, or at least one member of the class that's speaking on behalf of them. Usually around the midway point, or maybe even just a little bit past it, we start to have the class start to think about who do you think is going to best represent you to speak to you. And so they chose Ian Holcomb, you can kind of make your way up, to be their representative. And so I'm excited to hear what Ian has to say, and I think he'll give you a little insight as far as what they encountered and maybe some of their experience.
Hello. Ladies and gentlemen, co-workers, family, and friends. Today we gather here to celebrate the achievements of the 90th Hawkeye Regional Police Academy graduates. Standing before you, I proudly represent the hard work, dedication, and commitment of the entire class. On behalf of my fellow classmates, I extend our deepest gratitude to all those who have supported and guided us on this incredible journey. Our heartfelt appreciation goes to the Academy staff, whose passion for law enforcement and unwavering dedication have molded us into the professionals we are today. Your investment of time, knowledge, and expertise has not gone unnoticed, and we are forever grateful. Well, guys, we made it. It feels like just yesterday we embarked on this journey, running to the bridge and back for the first time and doing push-ups in the midst of an ice storm. At that time, sitting here at our graduation ceremony seemed like an unattainable dream. Yet here we are, certified peace officers. We have overcome countless physical and mental obstacles, embraced rigorous training, and emerged stronger, more capable, and ready to serve our communities. The police academy experience has been described to me as, quote, drinking out of a garden hose by my fellow officers. And it holds true. Each day spent at the academy was a stream of learning, from days filled with death by PowerPoint to mastering techniques and defensive tactics. Every minute was packed full of information and with new experiences. I share this not to complain. Okay, well, maybe a little bit. But rather to highlight the incredible effort and dedication demonstrated by my fellow classmates. Becoming a certified peace officer was neither easy nor free. Each one of us pushed ourselves beyond our limits, conquering physical and mental barriers to earn the right to wear the badge. Among the challenges, there were moments that brought us together, memories that will last a lifetime. Like the time Tom drifted into the cones, half the cones on the driving course, and he looks at me and says, "I didn't hit a single one." Sylvester and I both look at him and go, "I'm still pretty sure you owe push-ups from that day." We cannot forget about the infamous OC or pepper spray day. The dread surrounding it was incredible. Mr. Scholl ensuring we were all aware of its impending arrival. He wrote it up on the board, made sure to gesture towards it every once in a while, make sure we all knew the date. We all had different reactions, ranging from Jose throwing off his duty belt and trying to run away, to Jacob standing in the wind with his snot down to his knees. Through these shared experiences, although challenging, united us, creating memories that will last forever. As we gather here to celebrate our accomplishments, we need to remember that this is just the beginning. The real work lies ahead of us. Some of us have field training to complete. Others have time to spend working in the jail, looking at you, the deputies. And a few of us even have already hit the road. We are now stepping up to the big leagues. A mistake during the academy might have resulted in a few push-ups or a simunition round. But out there on the streets, a mistake can have much graver consequences. There is no room for error, and there are no excuses. We understand the risks we took when we took the oath. And we wouldn't be sitting here today if we didn't wholeheartedly embrace the responsibility that comes with it. Tomorrow, as we hit the streets, anything can happen. We must be prepared physically and mentally to face any challenge that comes our way. In this journey, we cannot overlook the significance of our support systems, the family, friends, and loved ones who have been with us every step of the way. Your unwavering support, understanding, and sacrifices have been instrumental in our success. You have stood with us these past 11 weeks, the physical and emotional challenges, and the moments of doubt. Today, I call upon our families and friends to continue their incredible support. Our chosen profession comes with unique challenges, and it is in these moments that we need you the most. Be the rock we can lean on, the pillar of strength that keeps us grounded. Understand the experiences we encounter on this job may change us in ways we cannot fully express. There will be moments of joy, but also there will be moments of sorrow, frustration, and uncertainty. Your unwavering presence and support will serve as a guiding light, reminding us of the love and stability that awaits us at home. In those tough moments, your willingness to listen will make a world of difference. Lastly, I implore you all to prioritize self-care. As police officers, we often place the needs of others above our own, and it is easy to neglect our well-being in the process. At the end of the day, this is just a job. An important one, but it's a job. No matter how many uniform selfies or thin blue line flags we have on the back of our car, we're still just normal human beings. And we need to remember that we can still relax and take it easy every once in a while. Before I wrap up my speech, as per tradition, I would like to talk about our class gift. Each academy, the class gets together and pitches in on a gift. The gift is something to show our gratitude and to leave a little piece of us behind. For our class gift, we decided to do something a little different. There were a few days during physical training that we would come up with ways to make things worse, not for ourselves, but for the next classes. Most of the ideas, Mr. Scholl had already thought of himself, but had not gotten around to yet. So for our class gift, we decided to gift 3 weighted vests. Naturally, we wanted to wait until the end of the academy, so Mr. Scholl could not use them against us. In addition to the vests, we had some custom patches made that said, "You're welcome from the 90th." In addition, we were giving a more traditional gift to the academy. Our class leader, Hezekiah Applegate's father, was generous enough to create a mural for us. On behalf of the class, we would like to thank Mr. Applegate for his generosity. To conclude, I would like to remind my classmates to always stay vigilant and true to yourself. Trust in the knowledge you have gained here and always use your best judgment. In the end, remember that each and every one of us has your back no matter what is to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Ian. The other speaker that we have is selected amongst the instructor cadre, and this is elected by the students. And again, it's about halfway point, maybe a little further than the class speaker, that we just start to ask them, hey, who amongst the instructors do you feel would be able to speak on your behalf to encompass what you've done over these last couple of months? And so the class in this case chose Sergeant Jordan Ehlers from the Waterloo Police Department. Come on up, Jordan. So Sergeant Ehlers had these class for our introduction to gangs and vehicle stops. Yeah, and vehicle stops. So if he kind of stands over here, it might be because he's a little bit afraid to turn his back on him at this point. Because that class is very challenging, and we really pushed them to really make good, solid decisions. Over the last couple of years, Jordan has taken that class, and we've kind of really elevated what we encompass into that class. So that's going to continue as we look to even expand that further. So, Sergeant Ehlers. Turn that up.
Thank you to the friends and family of the 90th class for being here today. Thank you guys for your guys' hard work and dedication. To the chiefs and sheriffs, you guys have a group of winners here. By far, I've taught, I believe, 6 or 7 classes now, and by far this class has been the best. The fact that you picked me as your keynote speaker shows that you have not learned a single thing. So thank you, you bunch of degenerates. After I was told I was going to be the keynote speaker, I truly struggled with what exactly to say today. I reviewed some of the previous speakers and saw that they talked about integrity, courage, honor, but that's everything you guys have already become experts on at this point. It's what we've instilled in you at this academy. So about 2 weeks ago, I was slightly tipsy on a beach in South Florida when it finally came to me on what exactly to tell you guys. So feel special that I was thinking of you guys on my vacation. I decided it would be best to come up with the 3 points that I wish I knew when I first started. I also remembered that when I graduated from the academy, I wanted it over as quick as possible, so this will be fairly short. The first point, focus on what you control. You'll find it easy to get upset about decisions that your administration makes. Chiefs and sheriffs, earmuffs, they make really bad decisions sometimes. It becomes an issue that lowers your morale, but it's nothing that you can ultimately control yourself. These problems cause you stress, and you have no control over them. Therefore, you should not worry about them. You only have control over your own actions. Focus on what you are doing yourself. If you put forth your best effort, that's what matters. If you did better than the day before, that's what matters. Pressure is a privilege, is the next point. As a law enforcement officer, you're placed in tough situations and are expected to handle them flawlessly. You are handed problems, and you are expected to know the answers. This can become stressful and hard. Each time you are placed in these positions, take the viewpoint that it is a privilege to be there. You are relied on many to handle these situations, and you now have the tools, the knowledge, and the confidence to do so. You have a hard job to do and problems to solve. You have people to help. So step up, stop complaining. Pressure might crack an egg, but it can also make a diamond. The next point is to stay proactive. Early on in my career, I was told by crusty old senior officers that the job's dead, kid. It's not. Refuse to comply with this. Have the teeth to go out and be vigilant. In order to do this, you must be experts at what we do. Become an expert in search and seizure. Become an expert in case law. Become an expert at communicating with the individuals you interact with. The training doesn't end here, it starts today. I think about these 3 points every day at work, and they make my job easier, and they've led me to success. So I will close with this. You are now an Iowa peace officer. You are responsible for protecting the heartland of the United States. The Midwest is home of some of the hardest working individuals in this country. Provide them with the best service and protection possible. I've worked alongside with many outside states law enforcement professionals from East Coast to West Coast to down south, from federal to local. Iowa law enforcement is the premier example of law enforcement. With this in mind, always remember that your actions reflect on every other law enforcement officer's actions. Each one of you represents each other. Don't just hold high standards, exceed those standards. Welcome to the most badass career. Let's hear it for Class 90.
Thank you, Jordan. So in a moment, I'm going to be presenting the certificates to the cadets. As they receive them, I would strongly encourage you to provide some vocal, audible encouragement as they receive that certificate. If you're planning on taking pictures, like I said earlier, we'll have them briefly pause there in the center where we've been at. And as part of their walk, they're going to participate in a couple of things. One of them is the pinning of the badge. But prior to that, as they walk across the stage, they're going to be met by any of our instructors, and if you're out there hiding and I didn't see you, they're going to be met by many of our instructors just to kind of have that last congratulatory handshake from those who could make it today. A lot of our instructors were not able to make it today. Some of them are working on vacations. It's a busy time. So enjoy that. Enjoy that congratulatory. It means something that they came here to honor with you today. And then as you pin your badge, then they'll make their way back to their seats. We like to give everybody an individual badge pinning, simply because it's their moment. It's their moment to stand amongst you and be recognized for this commitment they're taking. So they might feel about this big, but ultimately they're entering a profession where they need to feel proud and honored that they've been given this responsibility. And so you are all the witnesses to them taking this first step. They're all your witnesses that you're going to lead with professionalism and a high level of expertise and integrity through the rest of your career. And it's on Facebook. So the badge pinning, though, let me talk a little bit about that. So the badge pinning the badge itself is a very visible, very recognizable, probably the most recognized symbol of policing around the world. The use of badges goes all the way back to the Middle Ages, when commoners and nobility would wear an insignia, somewhere on a cloak or on a sash of some sort, and it would represent their house. You might have heard it referred to as a coat of arms. The coat of arms represented an allegiance to a group or a house. Likewise with today's police badge. The shield you wear, as it's called in some places, represents your allegiance to the community you serve, the trust the public has bestowed upon you, and it also represents every other officer that has received a badge before you. Earning that badge today represents the tangible result of your hard work, represents the tangible result of the achievement over our time together. And each of you has chosen a special person that you want to remember that moment with. So as we call their names, they'll receive their certificate, and we just ask that they work the selected person at that point after they get their certificate. Just work your way down. There's some tape here on the floor. They'll tell you where to stand. Enjoy that moment. Take that time. Have that just moment of individual congratulatory time. It means a lot at the very beginning, and it's always something we can come back to when we maybe get steered or frustrated. We can always come back to that moment right there. It says, this is why I did this job. So without further ado, we'll start our presentation of our certificates. Yeah, that's your cue to. Before we do start, we do have two people from ILEA, and I would welcome you absolutely come down and join us in this procession line. Our partnership with ILEA is always strengthening, always building on that partnership. There is a new director in the state of Iowa, and we are, as Hawkeye, very excited to see where this is going to go. It's time to drive into the future. Iowa, as Jordan said, has very high-level professional law enforcement officers. It's time that we're going to play our part, and they're going to play their part, and we're all going to be that model for the rest of the nation in how police work should be done. So now we'll get to the speakers, or the certificates. So our first officer is Officer Hezekiah Applegate from the Ankeny Police Department. Officer Drake Beatty from the Eldora Police Department. Deputy Jacob Demmer from the Dubuque County Sheriff's Office. Deputy Thomas Greiner from the Dubuque County Sheriff's Office. Officer Austin Hogman from the New Hampton Police Department. Officer Nicholas Hall from the LaPorte City Police Department. Officer Jessica Hines from the Appalachian Police Department. Officer Ian Holcomb from the Webster City Police Department. Officer Justin Lardy from the Mason City Police Department. Officer Jose Solorio from the Marshalltown Police Department. And Officer Nicholas Sylvester from the New Hampton Police Department. So at this moment, I would like to express our gratitude for all of you coming again. I want to personally thank the 90th class for your dedication, your attention during our time together. I look forward to following your careers and all the good you're going to do. Yesterday, you guys asked, and this is always the same answer, what was my favorite moment, as we discussed that yesterday? And the answer is always the same. It's right here. It's now you are certified peace officers. You are going to go do the good. You are going to be the highest level of professionalism that we've seen. And I'm looking forward to watching you do that. So Officer Sylvester, will you please dismiss the class for the last time?
90th Academy, for the final time, you are dismissed.
And that concludes our presentation.